On behalf of the project team, I'm very pleased to present our review for the National Forum's Developing Disciplinary Excellence in Learning, Teaching and Assessment Award for our project Supporting Teaching and Learning of Open Research Principles and Practice. To begin, I would like to introduce our initiative team members. I am Dr. Karen Mafienko-Sakar and I'm based in University College Cork. And I'm joined by an excellent group of expert team members, including Aoife Coffey, Brendan Palmer, Samantha Dockery, and Darren Daly, who are all based in University College Cork. And since beginning the project, we've also been joined by additional expert team members, including Elaine Toomey, who is based in the University of Limerick, Owen O'Carrigan, who is based in the Bull Library in University College Cork, Catherine Houghton, who is based in NUI Galway, and we've been joined by two research assistants, Sophia Egan and Mary Tobin. As the project is related to and based upon open research, I'd like to begin by giving an overview of what open research involves. And open research is an umbrella term incorporating a range of actions taken at all stages of the research cycle to make the research process more transparent and to make results and knowledge generated by research publicly available. Open research increases transparency and accessibility of research from idea formulation to the dissemination of knowledge. And while a number of initiatives exist for researchers at PhD, postdoc, and more senior levels to support open research processes, there remains a critical need for development of educational resources for undergraduate and master's students who engage in research. There's also a need to support supervisors of these students to help them to engage with open research practices as part of their undergraduate and master's courses. As such, the overall aim of this project is to develop an open educational resource on the principles and practices of open research for undergraduate and master's students. And we're referring to the project as the PaPOR TRaIL project, which stands for Principles and Practices of Open Research, Teaching, Research, Impact and Learning. And the project has three specific aims. The first is the development of an evidence-based, student-centered and accessible open research module. The second is engagement and evaluation of the module by students and supervisors. And the third is dissemination of knowledge and information about the project and the educational resource itself. The project involves three sequential stages. In stage one, the plan was that we would collect data from students and supervisors across the 4 colleges of UCC to inform the content and delivery of the module. Qualitative focus groups were to be held with students and supervisors to explore knowledge, attitudes, experiences of open research. And focus groups would also explore needs and preferences for the content and delivery of an open research module. We had a broad focus in terms of engaging students and supervisors across disciplines because different disciplines may have different open research experiences and needs. And the purpose of this stage is to ensure the module content and delivery are both empirically based and supervisor and student centered. The original plan was to collect data in the second academic semester of 2019-2020. Unfortunately, COVID-19 impacted on our ability to conduct this stage as we had planned. So we moved to online and phone data collection and using interviews rather than focus groups where needed. We also decided to set up a survey to capture student and supervisor attitudes, experiences and preferences, because we felt that given the circumstances at the onset of the pandemic, in terms of the pandemic restrictions and kind of high levels of stress, that participants may be more open to completing a survey than to participating in interviews. The timing of ethical approval for this stage of the project, however, impacted on our engagement with students in particular, because we began reaching out to students towards the end of the semester exam time, so uptake was not quite what we had hoped for. The supervisor uptake was a bit better, but also slower than expected, and as such, we focused on supervisor recruitment over the summer months. We received an ethics amendment recently, an ethics amendment approval to circulate recruitment material to other universities in the Republic of Ireland, also to extend this data collection. So to date, 33 students have completed the survey, and we've conducted 1 student interview. 75 supervisors across different universities in the Republic of Ireland have completed the supervisor survey. We've conducted 11 interviews with supervisors, and the data collection is extended, as I mentioned, to other universities in terms of the supervisors, and it's ongoing. So we will be aiming to engage with the students again from October onwards in 2020, and this stage will be completed by the end of 2020 Q4. In stage 2 then, the plan for this stage was to begin developing the module, drawing upon the stage 1 engagement and also drawing upon national and international guidance on best practice in conducting and teaching open research, as well as evidence-based teaching strategies. As we experienced COVID-19 related delays and barriers to completing stage 1, we began work on stage 2 early in terms of compiling resources for each of the possible sections of the module, which you can see here. These sections are guided by guidance on open research, and the content and delivery of these sections will all be refined and revisited based on student and supervisor engagement in stage 1. We've adopted a granulated approach to compiling module content that ensures multiple points of entry for students in terms of compiling and creating textual, visual, video, and activity-based content and resources. And we've also been engaging with UCC instructional design around the format, content, and delivery of the module. We expect that this stage will be completed by the end of Q1 in 2021. And then for stage 3, we will invite students and supervisors to evaluate the developed module and provide feedback in terms of module usability, learning experience, and learning outcomes, including awareness, understanding, knowledge, and practices of open research. And this feedback and engagement will guide revisions needed to the content, format, or learning activities before the open educational resource is made publicly available. And this engagement and this feedback and this evaluation will be done at the beginning of Q2 in 2021. In terms of dissemination then, dissemination is ongoing throughout the project. We plan to publish a number of peer-reviewed publications. The protocol for the PaPOR project is being prepared for submission in September 2020 to HRB Open Research. We will also be submitting peer-reviewed publications based on the finalised work for open access publication. We will be disseminating the work through presentations at SOTL conferences. We will also be holding a knowledge exchange and dissemination event at the end of the project, and this will involve bringing together students and supervisors from across universities in the Republic of Ireland and disseminating information about the project and about the findings of the project to raise awareness about the open educational resource for use across universities. We were also very grateful to receive support from the National Forum Seminar Series funding to hold a seminar based on integrating open research into teaching and learning. So we will be disseminating information about the TRaIL project and the open educational resource through this. And we will also be engaging with the quite large online community around open research, open science, and teaching and learning, for instance, through Twitter and platforms such as the Open Science Framework, to further disseminate information about the project and the open educational resource. In terms of success for the PaPOR project itself, the main indicator of success is the development of the open educational resource. This will provide students with a foundation in open research and learning pathways and resources to support development and fostering of knowledge and application of open research practices. Co-developing and evaluating the evidence-based person-centered module facilitates incorporation of different learning styles and entry points to learning. So in terms of the project itself, success in this regard is reflected by actual student and supervisor engagement in the development process. We've already seen some success with this through our interviews and survey responses, and hope to see further success in terms of engagement with and evaluation of the open educational resource moving forward. Then obviously, in addition to engagement in the development of the resource itself, success will clearly be reflected in the uptake, use, and engagement of students and supervisors with the final educational resource. We'll be able to monitor and assess this by analytics and usage data collected by the module platform. And then at a broader level, uptake of the module across NUIs will be a strong signifier of success for the project, as it will ensure that the greatest possible number of undergraduate and master's students have access to foundational education in open research. Then in terms of student success, in addition to kind of project success, student success for TRaIL looks as follows. So academic competence will be developed through achievement of the learning outcomes for the open educational resource, and we will assess whether we actually deliver on these learning outcomes through student feedback and also through student grades on in-module assessments. So for instance, things like quizzes. In addition, we plan to include badging and recognition for completion of the module to reflect students' academic attainment. Drawing on the UCC graduate attributes, completion of the module will provide resources and facilitate development of knowledge in how to engage in the creation and also the sharing of knowledge in open, transparent, effective, and socially responsible manner. And in addition, the module builds on core values of being trustworthy, ethical, and dependable in how research is created and used. And these aspects are of critical importance both for conducting students' own research projects in higher education and beyond, but also engaging with research and knowledge produced by others. In terms of impact and sustainability then, the final open educational resource will provide an evidence-based foundation and best research practice for students in Ireland in terms of all aspects of open research. This will be the first open educational resource, and as an open educational resource available to all NUIs, this will help to build a culture of open research practices among students across NUIs and beyond. This will have significant reach and impact for students. By engaging students and supervisors in the development and the evaluation of the module, we are ensuring that it is relevant, appropriate, meaningful, and engaging, and thus more likely to be used. Academic transformation in terms of incorporating open research at a stage when it is not typically considered is also quite important. This will facilitate sustainable synergy of best research and education practice across disciplines, which will be transformative because once cohorts start using the research and moving on to other academic and non-academic roles, they will be equipped to engage with research in an open and transparent manner. In terms of student experience and success, the module, as we stated, will equip students with core research values and skills and important graduate attributes for success. It will also facilitate development of important transferable competencies and skills, thus providing clear pathways to student success. In addition to personal and professional and academic development for students, the module will build on staff education, support, and capacity by providing additional education tools and resources for staff. This supports supervisors' learning while simultaneously enabling them to mentor and support students, thus contributing to increased capacity in staff as well as students. And then finally, dissemination, as I have mentioned, will be conducted through our knowledge exchange event involving staff and students, open access, peer review publications, presentations at SOTL conferences, seminar series, and online engagement, which will all serve to boost and to enhance the impact of the project. So on behalf of the team, I would like to thank you for listening, for the ongoing support from the National Forum, and we welcome questions, comments, and feedback on the project. Thank you very much.